Welcome everyone for joining us. If this is your first webinar with us, my name is Greg. The co-host here is my good friend Gen. And tonight, this evening, this morning, whatever time it is for you, we are going to cover finding the perfect product for you to sell on Amazon. So a lot of you, if you're joining this, you're probably already aware of this, but Amazon is a fantastic opportunity for entrepreneurs and businesses and budding entrepreneurs alike. It is an extremely powerful sales channel that is very user-friendly to get started with. So whether you are just starting out or you're more of an advanced seller, I'm sure you'll be able to find value in what we have to present tonight. All right. So as I said, Gen and myself, Greg, we are from Jungle Scout. We're hosting this webinar on product research and your journey to Amazon success. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Amazon and the FBA model, let's real quickly go over that, okay? So big picture, the FBA model, we can locate a product that's going to be profitable. We can find a supplier for this product, usually using Alibaba or Global Sources, which are two websites. We're going to get this product manufactured normally in China. We're going to ship it into Amazon, and they're going to do all the fulfillment for us, okay? So the amazing thing about this opportunity is it's very hands-off. You can do it from anywhere in the world. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on selling on the Amazon US store, but these same principles hold true for the European or Asian Amazon stores, okay? So you can sell in the US store from anywhere in the world. This is very scalable, very high growth, and very profitable. So it's an amazing opportunity because you don't have to hold the inventory. Unlike starting an e-commerce store where you might have to fulfill your product maybe from your own warehouse or from your garage or from your apartment, we don't have to do that with Amazon FBA, okay? They have their warehouses and they have their distribution centers. We can send them bulk products. They hold on to the inventory and they do the fulfillment once someone places an order, okay? So every day when my products are ordered, Amazon has a little robot in their factory. It goes out there, it picks the product, it puts it into a box, and it ships it to the customer. So I don't have to deal with those headaches. It's very user-friendly, even if you have no prior experience selling on Amazon. They've created this platform to be very user-friendly for very ordinary sellers, just like me or you, and it's extremely easy to, sell on Amazon once you have a product. So I've, found from this model that the most challenging part, or the part that's the hardest to do or the easiest to make mistakes on, is locating the product. All right, not all products will sell well on Amazon. Okay, so we want products that already have existing demand on Amazon. They have limited competition, and these are generally obscure or relatively new niches, okay? So what we're not doing is we're not coming up with a new invention, all right? That is very time consuming. You have to probably create drawings for it. You might need to get patents. It's all around just a difficult process. If you have a great idea for a new invention, that's perfectly fine, but that's not what we're talking about tonight, because the fact of the matter is it's pretty tough to invent a product, get it manufactured, sell, and it do well. Instead, we're going to locate products that are already selling well on Amazon, so we can actually see that people are already searching for this and buying it on Amazon. That means we already know that shoppers are there wanting this product, okay? There's lots of products like that on Amazon. So we also want to find ones that have the existing demand yet aren't too competitive. All right. And that's the product research that we'll talk about tonight. All right. So I've been selling on Amazon myself for about 4 years now. I've done millions of dollars in sales overall. And one thing that most Amazon sellers find is they don't want to share their particular products with people because it is relatively easy to copy. So, if I show you oh, these are all my products that make me a bunch of money, it's pretty easy because remember, this isn't an invention or anything. It's just a product that's already being manufactured in China and I'm just putting my private label or my brand name on it. So most sellers don't show this information. So starting, it was actually about a year ago from now, here at Jungle Scout, we did a case study. We are selling bamboo marshmallow sticks called Jungle Sticks. And these are currently available on Amazon. If you search bamboo marshmallow sticks right now at your computer, you'll see this is probably the top result. The picture looks like this. They're called jungle sticks. They're bamboo marshmallow sticks. And I bet, again, we'll probably drop a link in the chat if you want to look at that prior case study. We went from A to Z, how to find the product, similar to what we're doing tonight, how to source the product, sell the product, optimize it, do your PPC, split test, everything. So the whole process is relatively simple. It's simple enough that we could go over it in 6 or 8 webinars. And the product's doing really well. So this screenshot was taken today. Today's November 30th. All right. So this is from December 1st until today, November 30th. And we've done $190,000 in sales so far during this date range. And actually, I was just looking earlier. This is a little tool I use called Fetcher to help me understand my profits. So the date range I selected here was January 1st. So this is year to date, January 1st and November 30th. So year to date, we've done 181,000, and of that, $54,000 and $54,500 is profit. Okay, so that if you can kind of imagine, like, what could you do with $54,000 of profit? That's quite a lot of money, right? Us personally, for this case study, it's all getting donated to Doctors Without Borders, because that was the whole purpose of this case study, is to show entrepreneurs how to sell on Amazon, as well as to raise money for Doctors Without Borders. But this is pretty cool, right? Back when I used to work in the corporate world, I didn't even make this much money in an entire year. And now I'm selling one product, which are bamboo marshmallow sticks, a pretty obscure product. And by the end of there's still a month left in this year. So we're talking about over $60,000 in profit just from one product. All right. So that might not be a lot of money. Go ahead again.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just curious, like, what kind of work or time commitment, like, once you found the product, does it take to maintain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it does take work and it takes time to get these products started. Okay. So you have to locate a product, which is time consuming, right? We're going to go over that tonight, but it will take you probably 5 or 10 hours to locate the perfect product for you. We can probably do it within an hour tonight, but it's because I have quite a bit of experience with it. And then it is going to take some work to kind of create the brand, communicate with the factories. Overall, if this is your first time doing it, you're probably talking about like 40 hours worth of work to get your initial order, to create your brand, to get it into Amazon, to all that. Okay. So that's when the work is. The work's up front. After that, since Amazon pick, packs, and ships, they store my product, they do all that. After that, it only takes a few hours a month, because all you have to do is place reorders and respond to any questions that people ask you. The Jungle Sticks, it sells, let's see, it's sold 9,000 in 11 months. So let's just say roughly 1,000 a month. So it sells about 1,000 units a month. And of that, I get about, let's say, like 5 emails a week of people asking questions. So I have to respond to about 5 messages. I need to make sure to reorder. And then I spend about 10 minutes a week kind of like optimizing my pay-per-click campaigns, or maybe like fiddling around with some other stuff. So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's going to take work up front. But the beauty about this model is, like, you're creating a system after you do the work in the get-go, that after that, all you have to do is spend a few hours a month responding to a few customer inquiries and placing reorders. So that's what's so great about Amazon. They're doing all the grunt work. They're pick, packing, and shipping these products from their warehouses. So yeah, I think a lot of you may already be familiar with this model, but if you aren't, this is kind of this is a case study we did. This is one example. Some products don't do this well. Other products do better. But this is just one example. This is the only product, I guess, that we've publicly done in front of everybody. So yeah, this is a pretty cool case study. So, we all want to replicate the success of the Jungle Sticks, right? I think most people would agree that an extra $50,000 in profit every year is pretty fantastic. So then we talk about, how do we do it? What's the recipe for success? Why was Jungle Stick successful? And how do we do that again? Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We need to locate a niche that is profitable and is a good opportunity for us. Okay. So like we said, we need to find something that already has existing demand, because if there's not already people searching and buying this product on Amazon, it's risky to try to sell it there. We want to remove that risk, and we want to sell a product that people are already searching for. All right. And we'll talk about some of the other steps kind of as we go on tonight. All right. So Amazon, without a doubt, is getting more competitive. I would be lying to you if I said it wasn't. 2 years ago, it wasn't as competitive as today. However, where it's at today is there's still plenty of opportunities, because keep in mind, there's like on Amazon in general, there's like 200 million products. Of those 200 million products, we're probably talking about like 5 million different like niches, right? So like different, all of like the weirdest, most obscure stuff. And we only have to find one particular niche that isn't very crowded, and that we can still find a product on, still find a profit. Excuse, that's a tongue twister. Still find a product that is profitable. All right. And after we do that, we really want to focus on a quality product. It's going to need to get good reviews in order to be successful long-term. In order to do that, we want to try to improve upon a product, add value to the product, or differentiate our product in some way. All right. So those are the ways that are more like future-proof, and ways that you can continue to have success with the changing and dynamic Amazon landscape. So now what we're going to do is look at some of these products. All right. And I'm going to reiterate this again, even though I've said it a few times, just because it's so important, right? We want products or niches that have existing demand on Amazon. So I hear a lot of people say, you know, like, I have this idea for a product and I just know it's going to do well because it's something that I've been looking for, and my friend also wants this. So I just know it's going to do well. You know, like I have this feeling in my stomach that this is going to be a successful product. That is a very risky way to go about it. Sure, like, you know, every once in a while someone might get lucky and they might be, that might be true. However, instead of taking that risk, it's much easier to just go off the data. We have hard data about what people are actually searching for and buying on Amazon. So instead of doing the risky thing, which would just be guessing, we can actually base this off the data, off what people are already buying on Amazon. All right. So there's existing demand. We also want to find a particular niche that isn't too competitive. So there's some products, like if you search like yoga mat or you search garlic press right now, these are very competitive niches that have been around for a very long time. So it is very hard to compete with these. You'll find that a lot of these products have like 1,000 reviews. So instead, we want to find something with relatively low competition. We want to look for niches that in the top 10 results, there's like multiple products with under 40 or 50 reviews, because that signifies to us that it is a relatively immature or young niche. Okay. So it hasn't been around for a long time like yoga mats, or it hasn't been popular on Amazon for a long time. That's what's most important. So it's something that we could easily rank our listing and get it to start selling well. A lot of times kind of like obscure niches, like my bamboo marshmallow sticks, that's something that's relatively hard to find just like in your supermarket or at Walmart or at anywhere else. Okay. These are 3 foot long marshmallow sticks. So imagine like 1 meter, 3 feet. That's pretty long. They're like pretty thick. They're about like as thick as like a number 2 pencil. So that's not something like you just see in your everyday like supermarket. Yeah, you could probably find it if you wanted, but some of these a little bit more obscure items are what do well on Amazon, because they're usually less competitive and people have to go to Amazon to find them. And then we want something at a little bit higher price point. So there are a lot of products on Amazon that sell for $8, $10, $12, etc. The problem with these products is some of Amazon's fees are like a flat fee. So for example, like their pick and pack fee for their robot to go out into their distribution center, grab your product off the shelf and put it in a box, they charge a flat fee of like $2. So if you sell a $7 item, you still get charged with that $2 fee. Instead, if you sell a $20 item, instead you're getting charged that $2 flat fee on that $20. So what I'm getting at here is the margins are usually better when you go for the more expensive items, because Amazon's fees take up less. There are some other fees, like a commission that's just 15%. So that one isn't necessarily going to be better on the higher price ones, but in general, the overall percentage of Amazon fees is less for the higher price items. So I prefer something like $18, $20 or more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go inside of Jungle Scout and I'm going to look for some of these products. Okay. So what we're looking at here is, let me zoom in a little bit. This is the Jungle Scout web app. All right. So this is a piece of software that we've created to locate these niches that we're talking about. Because like I said, it's kind of difficult to find these sometimes. All right. So what we've done with this particular feature, let me reset my filters here, is we've rebuilt Amazon's catalog in such a way that's user-friendly for us as sellers to search through, okay? So if I go to Amazon.com right now, so this is my product, Bamboo Marshmallow Sticks. This is us, the #1 spot here. But if I go here and make a search, let's say for a yoga mat or anything, there's no way for me to say, hey, show me all the products that are selling well, yet don't have very much competition, right? And that's also at a good price point. There's not that filter here in their particular search term, like search fields. You can do a little bit of filtering over here, but you can't filter to get those results that we're talking about here. So that's what we did. We rebuilt Amazon's catalog. We pulled all of their products into our database and set up these filters and searches so that we can now locate these products that are good opportunities for us, okay? Because what I found is it's really, like, I never would have thought of Bamboo Marshmallow Sticks had I not used this product database, right? So it's harder than it sounds to think of like these obscure type products, because if you're just sitting at your desk, sitting at your computer, you know, like after, like maybe you guys have a better imagination than I do, but after like I'm looking around my room, right? It's like, okay, I see like a coffee pot, I see a bowl, I see maybe my pencil and pen holder. It's like after you try all these things, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to like, you know, if you try to sit down and make a list of 100 ideas, it's pretty difficult to do. So that's where this comes in handy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to filter through this database to find the products that meet this criteria that we've been talking about earlier. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just select a few categories here, and you can select whatever categories you want. I don't like some of the categories like appliances because that's pretty hard to sell. I don't really like clothing just because like private label products don't do very well there. So I mean, all these have are potentially good. I'm just gonna go ahead and just grab a few here. Let's see. Let's start with those. Okay. And for my price, I'm gonna do like I said, I prefer a little bit higher price items. I don't want the $6 or $8 or $10 items. So I'm just gonna say a minimum price of $18. I'm going to say it currently sells 300 units per month or more, which would be about 10 units a day, which in my opinion, that's if you sell 10 units a day, you're doing pretty good. Let's also, I'm just going to remember, we want products that in the top 10 spots have multiple units under like 50 reviews, because that shows us a relatively immature niche. However, just for filtering sake here, I'm just going to do 200 there. And we'll go ahead and just make this search. All right. So we started out with 20 million products. Now we're down to 10,000. And what we have here is these are all potential product ideas. Okay. Some of these are going to be complete garbage and they're not going to be good ideas. A lot of them are probably going to be decent. And then we're looking for a few Easter eggs out of here that are going to be, you know, our golden eggs that are going to be profitable products for us. So I filtered this down. There's obviously still tons of products. There's 10,000 products here. And I'm just going to start looking at some of the pictures. And I'm just going to look for products that I think would be easy to get manufactured in China. Okay. So something like a complicated products are more difficult, like this electric pencil sharpener, that's harder to get manufactured well than say cups, right? Cups are fairly easy. you don't have to be too strict on quality control. These are relatively easy to get made. These are a little bit more difficult, right? Electric pencil sharpener, there's a lot of moving parts in there that could potentially go wrong. So I'm just going to look through this list here and try to find a few potentially good ideas. And just because it's up on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and touch on something real quick. This right here, Cookies for Santa Christmas set plate. Right now, this is doing really well, right? It's selling 300 units a month. It only has 53 reviews, so it's obviously a pretty young listing. However, the reason that's doing well right now is because it's November 30th, right? So this is a very seasonal item. So I know that seasonal, it's a holiday item, so I'm just going to kind of skip over it. This could potentially be a good product. So I'm just going to open up a few ideas here. This is a neck brace. And a lot of these would probably be fine. Tire inflator. Supplements I'm going to stay away from because it's very competitive and it's a whole different ball game because you have to have like FDA approval and other types of certifications. So I'm just going to, excuse me, I'm just going to look through for a few ideas here. So let's see, what do we have here? Porcelain noodle soup bowl. Sure. We'll give that a try. And literally all I'm doing right now is just looking at the pictures and just looking at products that kind of intrigued me, products that I think would be relatively easy to manufacture, kind of like obscure items that most people wouldn't think of on a daily basis. Craft bags, sure. Seems kind of a little obscure, something I wouldn't normally think of. What are these? Plastic play balls, sure. All right, so let's see. We started with 20 million products. I narrowed that down to 10,000. Then just in the first 50 or however many products I looked at, I've come up with 4 ideas. All right. Now, these are all potential good products. Okay. We've come up with product ideas. These are could potentially be money makers. But now we need to verify to see if the niche as a whole is good or if this is an outlier. Okay. So we'll start with our first product and work our way back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back up to the search bar in all departments. I never would have thought of I guess I just call this a neck brace. Sitting at my desk, if I was trying to make a long list of product ideas, I never would have thought of a neoprene. I guess it's what it is, a neoprene neck brace. So let's just try neck brace. All right. There's the one we were looking at. However, most of those don't really look at it. Let's just try neoprene neck brace. These look a little bit different. So let's just stick with neck brace. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to find the most relevant keyword to my particular example, okay? So these are all neck braces. Like I said, I never really would have thought of selling neck braces, just sitting at my computer thinking of ideas. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a different tool. So back when I was on this page, remember, this is the Jungle Scout web app. This is a software product that runs on our website, junglescout.com. Whereas in comparison, now I'm on Amazon.com, right? I'm going to run an extension. So this right here is called the Jungle Scout Pro Chrome extension. And what this does is you can run this on any page on Amazon that has products on it, and it gives you all these key pieces of information. So now let me zoom in to make sure you guys can see this if you have a small monitor. Now what I'm looking at here is the product name, brand, price, rank. This is really clutch. This is how many monthly sales these particular products have, okay? So I know that this particular brace, if I hover over it, I can see this is more of like a foam looking brace. It sells about 370 units per month, okay? It has 86 reviews. The product sells for $14.99. However, Amazon takes $5.27 in fees, which leaves me $9.72, okay? So if I buy this product for $4, then my profit would be $5.72 for each product I sell. All right. So that gives you kind of an idea of what we're looking at here. However, let's go back to what we were talking about earlier in the presentation is we want to find products that have good demand yet aren't too competitive, right? So remember I said we want our product to sell at least 300 units per month. So it's easy to find product like outlier products that do really well. Like for instance, this product right here, it sells 850 units a month, right? This looks like an inflatable neck brace or something. So that one's really good. However, it's kind of an outlier. So what we want to find is we want to find multiple products that sell at least 300 units a month or more. So this top one's doing over 370. This one's pretty close. We'll just count it. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like 4 products here that are doing over 300 units per month. And the average of all these is about 267, which is pretty good, right? So that means if I rank my product on the first page here, I'll probably be selling around 200 to 300, maybe 400 units if I have a really good listing and a really good product. So there's quite a bit of demand in this particular niche, which is a good thing. So this kind of checks the demand box. However, let's also see how competitive this is. So the easiest way to gauge competition is looking at the number of reviews. So the number of reviews are a direct indicator of how long these listings have been available on Amazon. So niches or listings that are very old, have been on Amazon for a long time, will have a whole bunch of reviews, right? If it's a relatively like young niche or something that hasn't been popular for a long time, you'll see a far less number of reviews. So for this particular one, the rule of thumb that I've come up with is I like to see like 3 or 4 products with under 40 or 50 reviews. So if I look in the top 10 spots here, there's actually only one product with under 30 or 40 or 50 reviews. So this one's like a little bit more competitive. However, I will say that overall, there's not a ton of reviews here compared to some other ones. Some of these other ones will probably be examples. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably rank the competition here like a 5. Okay, so it's moderate. It's not too bad. And then the demand here, the same thing. The demand's pretty good. However, it's a little bit less than the 300 target that I was looking for. All right. So this would probably be a fine product. If you ordered this and started selling it, you'd probably do okay. You'd probably sell it a few hundred a month. You'd probably be able to rank on this first page within like a month or two. So this is a fine product. However, I'm confident that in this 1-hour webinar, we can find a better product. So let me go ahead and look at the next one here. And just so you guys know, I just randomly picked these from the product database. I haven't looked at these particular products before. So some of these might be a total bust, and hopefully at least one of these will be a home run, but we'll see. So I'm just going to say like Noodle Bowl with chopsticks. I'm just searching all of Amazon for Noodle Bowl with chopsticks. That was the one we were looking at. That's in the number 2 spot. And this looks like exactly what we were hoping to find. Bowls with chopsticks. So I'm going to go ahead and run the Jungle Scout extension again. Just remember, this one's called the Jungle Scout extension, or this one's called the Jungle Scout web app. I know that's usually confusing for some people. Let's see here. All right. So all of our results have loaded here. And right away, I look at the price. Looks like the price point is pretty good. I remember I like to sell something like $18, $20, maybe more, which there are options. It looks like this is a 2-pack for $25. Again, it looks like the 2-packs sell for the mid-20s, whereas the 1-packs are in the mid to higher teens. So the price point's definitely doable. I'd probably try to do a 2-pack. The next thing I'm looking for is the number of sales. All right, so the amount of demand. So these top 2 products do pretty well. They both sell around 300 units a month. However, once we get past that, I'm seeing a lot of units that sell 50 or 100, right? With the average being 75. So again, if I were to sell this product and I were to rank it on this first page, which would be really easy for this particular niche, I would probably be able to sell 50, maybe 50 or 100 units per month, which is fine. However, like I said, we can find better than that. So I'm going to go ahead and say this one doesn't have quite enough demand. However, if we look over here at the number of reviews, remember, this is the easiest way to gauge competition. There's not very many reviews here at all, right? So this is very non-competitive. These top two have 83 and 29 units, or excuse me, 83 and 29 reviews, which is not that many. That's pretty easy to get. And then after that, there's practically no reviews here. So since I've launched like over 40 products before, I know I can tell just by looking at this, I could probably rank mine in the number like 3 or 4 spot pretty easily here. So like I said, very low competition here, but not quite enough demand to get me excited. So let's look at our next niche here. This one are craft bags. All right, and that's what we're looking for, these brown craft bags. And we'll go ahead and run the Jungle Scout extension again. Within a few seconds, it will have the results for us. All right, so this particular niche, this one's starting to get me a little bit more excited, right? So the price point, some of these are kind of low, 12, 15, like 12 or 15 is too low for me. $19 I like, $42 I really like, 25, 18, 17. So I imagine that it looks like these more expensive ones are just larger packs. Like this is 100 pieces. Let's see, what's this one? I imagine this is probably a larger pack also. So there are price points in there that I think I could sell at. I'd probably do like the 100 pack, so I could go for like this $25 price point. If I look at estimated sales, there's a lot more sales in this particular niche than the other two we looked at, right? So this top guy, he's selling 17 or 1,800 units per month. Same thing, like around 1,700 units, 800 units a month, 300, 250, 1,300. So there's a lot of demand here, right? Our average is 706 units across all of these. You know, with a good listing, with improved, potentially improved product and so forth, I could probably sell 500, maybe 1,000 units or more in this particular niche, which is good. Like I said, there's lots of niches like that, but how competitive is it? This particular one is not very competitive. So remember, I say I like to find like 3 or 4 listings that have under 40 or maybe 50 reviews in the top 10 spots. So this guy is under 50, under 50, under 50, at 50, 17 is definitely under 50. So like half these listings have under 50 reviews, which is a very good sign. That means that this niche is not very mature. These listings haven't been around a very long time, which means that it's easy for you to rank your product up with them or even better than them. All right. So this is a very good potential market to get into. So let's just look at this one last one, and then I'm going to talk about a few other things. So this particular one is, I guess, play balls. That looks accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, just run the Jungle Scout extension. And by now, this is probably getting kind of repetitive. However, this is a very key part I want you guys to learn, that we want to find niches that already have existing demand and aren't very competitive, because that's the lowest risk way to start selling these on Amazon. So when I look at this, let's see, the price point, something I can work with. Again, it looks like the larger packs, this is a 200 pack for $30, 400 pack for $50. So that's good. Again, I'd probably try to do one of these larger ones. Lots of sales. So, you know, our average in the top 16 here is 880. So there's lots of demand in this particular niche. Some sellers are selling over 200 units. These guys are selling over 1,000. So lots of demand. If I look at the number of reviews, this is probably one of the more competitive niches that we've looked at tonight. Okay. So this, these Fisher Price ones in the top spot, that looks like to be a new listing. However, some of the other ones look like they've been around a little bit longer. Like this guy's over 500 reviews, over 200. it looks like there are 2 listings in the top 10 that have under 50 reviews. However, this one would be a little bit harder to rank in. It would probably be relatively difficult to rank your product on this first page when you have a new listing, just because we can tell by the number of reviews that this is a more mature niche. This one's, it looks like people have been buying play balls on Amazon for years. And a lot of these have a lot of sales history, which is one of the things that Amazon factors into how they rank these products. So we've looked at 4 different items tonight. Like I said, I kind of just randomly selected these. Let's see if we'll just pull these back up real quick because I kind of forget. So this particular one, we said that there's pretty good demand, not the best, but it's pretty good. And the competition's moderate to low. If we look at this next one, these Noodle Bowls, this particular one, remember, has a relatively low amount of demand. I would like to see something a little bit higher, but the competition's extremely low. So it'd be super easy for you to get your listing ranked there. The craft bags, I think, are the winner of these 4 random items that we selected. There's tons of demand. And the competition is relatively low compared to other, especially compared to other niches that have this much demand. Okay, so it would still be relatively easy for you to rank your brand new listing up here in these top 10 spots or so. And as you can see, when you're ranked in these top 10 spots, there's a lot of these products being bought. All right, and then the last one with the play balls. This particular one, it looks like there's a whole bunch of demand, but this is pretty competitive. It would be pretty tough as a new seller to get into this, and it's not something that I would recommend. All right, so that right there is the easiest way to use the product database to find these products. Is we want something that all we're asking, all we're doing when we're filtering through these products are saying, hey, show me something in the price range that I want that's already selling well, yet doesn't have too much competition. We know it doesn't have too much competition because it has less than 200 reviews and it's still, selling 300 units a month or more. If I want to niche this down even more, I could do like only show me ones that have under 40 reviews. Now, all of a sudden, instead of 10,000 results, we only have about 2,500. And this is going to narrow down my list quite a bit more. No bark collar. It looks like our Noodle Bowls are still in there. There's all kinds of just strange products on here that I would never think of. And that's what, I guess that's the beauty of the product database, is that, I wouldn't think of a canvas color cover for a 4-gallon fryer, right? That's not something sitting in my office that I would ever think of. Yet that's the type of thing that, this guy's selling about 300 units per month, even though he only has 40 reviews. So it's not very competitive. So with that being said, I'm just going to show you a few other ways that I like to use the product database, because the first way we talked about here that works really well. I've been doing it for years. That's how I find all my products. It works well. And, the products sell well. That's how we found Jungle Steaks, using this exact method. All right. But I want to show you, just spend like 5 or 10 minutes going over like some a little bit more advanced methods of using the database to find other types of products. Okay. So I'm going to keep my price the same. I'll keep estimated sales at 300. However, now what I'm going to do here is say, only show me products that have a maximum review rating of 3.5 stars. So this product is priced well, it sells well, 10 a day or more, which would be 300 a month, yet even though it's ranked bad. All right. So I'm going to make this search. All right. And now these are all products that I could potentially improve on. All right. So, like this is a wine rack. It sells 800 units a month, even though it only has 10 reviews and it has a 2.6 star rating, which is terrible. I would never buy anything on Amazon that has a 2.5 star review. All right. That's very bad for Amazon. It only has 1 picture and it's selling like 800 units a month. Okay. So what does this tell us? This tells us that people really want this product, even though it gets really bad reviews. All right. So now what we can do, we can go in, we can click and look at the 1-star reviews. and figure out what's wrong with this product. So what's so cool about this is like big companies not that long ago, like 10 or 20 years ago, would probably spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars doing like market research to see what people like and what they don't like about their products. They do focus groups and all kinds of stuff. But instead, now all we have to do is we can just find products that are ranked poorly on Amazon and read the bad reviews, and within a few minutes know what we should improve on. So I haven't looked at this product before, but let's see. It looks like there's bad instructions here. The pegs were too big, and the holes don't line up. So it sounds like overall like poor construction. Wood fell apart out of the box, cheap construction. So it looks like the common thing is here is like the screws don't fit into the holes. So what you can do, you can find a factory in China that manufactures this particular product, and you can ask them to use maybe better wood, better screws, do a better job lining the holes up when they drill them. And these are all things that, like, this product selling for $57. I bet this product costs like $10 to get manufactured in China. And what you can do is you can just spend the extra like $2. You say like, I want like a heavy duty version. They'll charge you more money for it. But when we're talking about manufacturing things in China, they'll charge you like $2 extra. So we know this is something people already really want. If you start getting a whole bunch of 4- and 5-star reviews, they're willing to pay, like start charging $70 instead of $57, and it only costs you like $2 more to get manufactured. So this is a way, improving on products like this is a really good long-term method for success on Amazon. We already know that people really want this because they sell 800 a month, even though it has a 2.5-star review. So if you come up with a product that has a 4- and 5-star review, you'll probably sell way more. So let's just look at one other example. A lot of times it's something like really like stupid or easy that you can fix with no problem. So let me just try to find. I'm just going to try to look for like a relatively simple product, because those are usually the ones that just have like really kind of small things that are wrong with them. Looks like a lot of these lights are getting bad reviews. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't look at any of these products before the webinar, so I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. Let me find you one though. Let's look at this thing. A window-mounted cat bed. Gotta love it. So I'm just gonna go down to the reviews. I'm gonna look at all the 1-star reviews. Broke after a week. Let's see what part of this broke. Looks like just kind of the wire that holds there on it. It looks like that wire right there is like a common failure point. And I'm just looking at this really quickly, but I could go through and I could read all these, and within a few minutes you would know what was wrong with this, right? So just by looking at these top 3 pictures, it looks like this wire that kind of holds this cat bed to the window breaks easily. So again, we're not inventing a new product. All I would do is I'm actually just going to do this for you guys. I'm just going to go to Alibaba. All right. I'm going to search for window cat bed. Alibaba is a website that factories advertise what goods they make. Okay. So these are all factories. Most of them are in China. And if you look right here, so look at this. I'm just showing you guys like how easy it is to find these factories. So if you look at this is a window, a cat bed that hangs in the window. It's between $2 and $2.50. So this sells for $20 on Amazon, and it's selling really well, even though it only has 3.5-star reviews, because these wires keep breaking whenever these larger cats, I guess, sit on it. Okay. So what I would do is I would talk to this factory and I would say, I want your product. However, I need heavier duty wire on there because it's breaking. Okay. And they will charge you more money for it. Instead of like $2.50, it would probably be $2.75, maybe $3. Okay. So you'll spend a little bit more money. However, what I'm getting at here is it's only, let's say, like, even if it's 50 cents more, there's still a lot of margin on this particular product. I was just going to look at the profit calculator here. All right. So, this product, it's selling 500 units a month, even though it only has 3.5-star reviews. It's selling for $20. However, Amazon does take some fees. Okay. So they take $7.39. However, there's $12.56 left for us after their fees. So if we spend an extra 50 cents for heavier duty wire, and then we spend $1 shipping it from China to the US, we'll say it costs us $4. Okay. So it costs us $4, and this particular product can make $8.56 profit. Or let's even use like heavier duty plastic and like heavy duty everything. So it's even $1 more or $2 more. Okay. We still have a hefty profit for every unit being sold. And we know that people really want this product because they're ordering 500 a month, even though it's ranked 3.5 stars. Okay. So this is a really good way to come up with a long-term, a business on Amazon that's viable long-term, because we're making improvements to a product. And these are things that we already know people want because they're already ordering a lot of these every day on Amazon, which is pretty cool. So I know we're getting towards the end of the hour here, but there's one other really cool way you can use this product database. I wanted to show it to you really quickly. So again, I still have a price minimum. I still want to find products that sell 300, or heck, we could even do 500 a month if we wanted. So we want to find products that sell really well. And let me say, only show me listings that are poor quality. All right. So let's do the listing quality. We rank all products on Amazon 1 through 100 of how good their listing is. Okay. So we factor in a lot of things like the quality of their pictures, their bullet points, their description, the keyword density, all this stuff. So we can figure out how good of a listing it is, and therefore how well the product would probably sell on Amazon. Okay. So when I have here that the max listing quality is 20, that's bad. Okay. So that means that this products are selling well, even though they have a really bad listing. And let me just show you an example. Okay. So let's even do let's do terrible. Let's do like up to 15. So 1 through 100, if they're in the bottom 15, that's really bad. So let's see. Let's look at this particular product. I'm just going to show you what a bad listing looks like. Okay. So this one surprisingly actually does have a bunch of pictures. However, it has a really short title. Well, I'm going to show you a different one just so I can drive this point home about how bad some of these products are, or how bad some of these listings are, even though they're selling well. So this one's selling 870 a month. Let's look at its listing. Okay. So this one's currently out of stock. However, this one only has 3 pictures. All 3 pictures are bad. And it has no reviews. Okay. It has 0 reviews. And last time we checked, it was selling 870 units a month. All right. Let me show you another one that's in stock just so I can show you this point. All right. This particular one, it has short bullet points. So if you look at like our Jungle Sticks listing, the bullet points are very long. They include lots of keywords and therefore rank well. They also include lots of keywords in the title. So this particular one, this is the brand name, which doesn't do very much for it. It does have industrial welded wire shelving. Those are all good keywords. However, usually people don't search for the width and the height and the depth. So those could all be traded out for better keywords that people do search for. And I also know that they're not using all their keywords here. Also, if I scroll down and look at their description, this is a very short description. This is like 4 sentences long, where in contrast, like let me see if I can look at my marshmallow sticks. Let me show you an example here. You can put all this information in the description, which improves your conversion rate as well as how well you rank on Amazon. So if we look at theirs instead, it's only like 3 or 4 sentences long. So it's something that could be easily improved on, and therefore you'd rank better for keywords and you'd sell more. So by using that filter, it can show you all of the products that are selling well at a good price point, yet have really poor quality listings. So it'd be easy for you to order the same shelving unit from China, and the only difference you make is come up with a really good listing. All right. So yeah, that's just one of the ways you can use it. There's all kinds of filters here. We can say only show me the standard size, no oversized products, only show me products that are below like 3 pounds. There's all kinds of things you can do with these filters. So it's really easy for you to come up with good product ideas. So
the product database, how often is it updated from Amazon? How many products are on it? And how do you select those products?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So Amazon has about over 100 million products in their catalog. However, only about 20 million of them sell one a month or more. So there's a lot of products on Amazon, like obscure books and stuff that have like never sold before. Okay. So we put all of the products into our database that sell 1 unit per month or more. Okay. So that's about 20. We have 20 million products here. These products are updated pretty often. So products that sell like 1 per day or more are usually updated every day or every other day. If they only sell like 5 a month, then they may only be updated like once a week. So it is, it's not up to the very second that you search it, but it's plenty up to, it's plenty good enough for finding product ideas, right? So, I mean, this particular product now, instead of selling 6 per month, it might be selling 10 per month because this hasn't been updated in 2 days or something, right? Or a day, or the price might have increased from $14.35 to $15 now. But keep in mind, the purpose of the product database is to come up with those ideas. So it updates plenty frequently enough so you can get those product ideas.
Great, thanks. And then, so for people who might not have Jungle Scout or don't want to get Jungle Scout, I know you showed some ways in the past of finding ideas. Can you cover that and maybe how they could get an idea of how much a product is selling in a given month?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are some ways to try to come up with ideas if you don't want to use Jungle Scout. So I'm searching here like Amazon bestsellers. You can look at on Amazon. So you just Google Amazon bestsellers, right? And these are all some of the best selling items in each of the categories. The one problem is most of these are too competitive, we found. But however, if you look long and hard enough, you may be able to find one that'll work for you. So I'm in home and kitchen now. If I go into, let's say, storage and organizational, let's niche down one more time into laundry storage. Sure. So these are all potential product ideas here. Okay. So if I click on this product and this is a completely like free way to do it. This product's ranked number 78 in home and kitchen. So now what I can do is I can go to junglescout.com/estimator. Right. So if I go to junglescout.com/estimator, what it is it's a free tool that we created that you can estimate any product on Amazon. So this one's number 78 in home and kitchen. So I can go here, I can click on home and kitchen, and I can do 78, and it will tell me that that particular rank sells about 3,100 units per month. Okay, 3,123. So yeah, you can, if you want to do products one at a time, you can use this tool. It's free, but keep in mind kind of what we talked about earlier, that you first want to look at the entire niche. So after finding this, I would do like foldable drying rack. And then what you could do is you could make like a spreadsheet. You could, that first one, I think, what do we say, 3,100 units. Then you could scroll down here and then you could do the second one. That's 13,435. So same thing. It was 14,300 something. So then I could say, okay, this one sells 224. And then if you wanted to do each of these one by one, you could. And then you could kind of create because if you think about it, Jungle Scout's really just like a spreadsheet, right? But the spreadsheet's populated for you within a couple seconds, right? So if you wanted, you could create the same spreadsheet by plugging each of these items in individually into our free sales estimator. And you're more than welcome to do that if you'd like. It definitely gets the job done, especially if you have a lot of time.
There's definitely a lot of questions about the new launch process and getting reviews after the recent change that doesn't allow incentivized reviews. So can you explain some of your new launch strategies or how you continue to get product reviews?
Yeah, it's a really good question. All right. So if you aren't familiar with these changes in the terms of service, on October 3rd of this year, so 2016, Amazon said they no longer allow incentivized reviews. Okay. So pre-October 3rd, we could offer a discount. So I could say, hey, here's a glass. I'm going to give you this glass at 50% off. But in exchange, you have to leave me a review. You used to be able to do that. It was allowed. It was in the terms of service. It was very clear. They no longer allow that, okay? So it is a little bit harder to get reviews now. However, it still isn't that difficult. It's really not that big of a deal. Of course, whenever Amazon changes something like this, everyone wants to kind of like panic, but it's not that big of a deal. So to give you an idea, I launched a product, I think it was the second or third week in October. So it was right after the terms of service change. So that product's been live for about 6 weeks now. And I already have, I think, 39 or 40 reviews on it, just totally organically. Okay. So my launch strategy to get this thing off the ground was right away, I set it at a lower price point than I would normally sell it at. So if I was selling this glass next to me, I normally wanted to sell it for $20. Maybe for the first few weeks, I sell it at $12 or $15 just to get some initial sales. Okay. I also put it up on JumpSend, which has a deal site. That's another one of our products. So of course I use it, but if you, that's beside the point. If you want to use a different site, that's fine. The purposes though of JumpSend is it's a deal site that shoppers are shopping on and looking for deals. So I put up a coupon on there. I said, if you want to buy my glass for 50% off, you can. So shoppers would request it and they would buy it. Okay. And even though I might have been losing like $1 on each one of those sales, in order to start ranking on Amazon, you have to get sales. Okay. So when you initially launch a product, when you initially have a listing, it's ranked, it's just on like the 10th page and no one will ever see it. So you'll never get any organic sales. However, if you start getting sales by one of those deal sites, by doing some discounts or doing a pay-per-click or doing a lightning deal or whatever it takes, then you'll end up getting sales. From those sales, you'll start ranking better. From there, you'll start getting more organic sales, and then naturally you get reviews. Okay, so it takes a little bit longer to get reviews, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, hopefully that answers that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we're approaching the end of the year and we're thinking about like, all right, launching in 2017, people have found their product or still looking for their product. Do you have any thoughts on where any opportunities may lay or how people can attack a niche or category and really succeed in 2017?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, I've been selling on Amazon for about 4 years now. So I think without a doubt, it is getting more competitive. I'll be completely honest with that. So before, like, imagine like when I started like 3 or 4 years ago, there wasn't Jungle Scout yet. And I was literally just kind of like choosing these products and putting them up there. Some would do well, some wouldn't. However, like as the competitiveness of Amazon increases, also like the technology to help us sellers increases, right? So this is like where it's really like advantageous to use like the product database or, back it by the data so you can make like less risky decisions and find those better products. So with all that being said, one thing that I really like for 2017 is to make these small improvements, just like our cat bed or window cat bed or whatever, right? By improving on a product, okay, this is a very like, I mean, this is like an age-old method of like good business practices, right? You offer a better product than the next guy. You offer it at a competitive price. It gets good reviews, which has good social proof. You're going to sell more than him, right? So going into 2017, I really like that, like making small improvements on a product, or finding just niches that aren't as competitive. So both of those, will work really well in 2017 and into the future, right? For as long as man lives, I'm sure by offering someone a better product at a competitive or the same price or whatever, you'll be able to capture more sales. Like it's an age-old method that will always work.
Beyond 2017. We can take that into 2018.